Now this is our second bout for the morning. Janita Malau from Indonesia, so a bit of hometown support hopefully. And Mayada El-Zawawi from Egypt. Mayada in the black, Janita in the red.
This should be a good fight. Egypt has made a name for itself here in Sanda, the last few World Championships, and you can be sure that Indonesia has prepared with this tournament being in the wonderful city of Jakarta.
Well, they picked up a couple of silvers at the last edition and 4 bronzes as well. As you were saying, with these advancing countries, that must mean the world to them to take a silver medal home from the WWC.
Here you see this standoff with fighters, and
wow, look at that. That was absolutely crunching.
And the interesting thing is that Egypt had actually gone down on the platform. Had Indonesia not gone off the platform, Egypt would have lost the points.
And by not doing so, Egypt has taken a good lead, a solid lead. Mayada should be able to build on this. But can Indonesia's Janita Malau make a stance? Still a minute to go. As you said yesterday, a long time in Sun.
She just got it back. She just got back the off round. So now we're even with that. They're taped on, but it's so sweaty in the glove. You know, the perspiration, and we saw fighters holding on for dear life. So they're tied on tight, and then they're taped on to protect the fighters so that the laces don't rub against your face. So the tape is there.
Right. You know, I've always wondered about that. You always see it, the extra taping that's going on, and that makes absolutely perfect sense. Yeah.
It keeps that knot sturdy, but it also keeps the opponent from getting it rubbed inside the face. But it still's not enough. These folks are holding on for dear life rather than go off the platform.
Now, right now, the points a little bit more balanced up. It's just judge number 3 that seems to be. Look at the big takedown.
Big takedown from a shorter fighter. You can see she's willing to go in and mix it up. Indonesia means to make a mark here in the tournament.
Don't forget, quarterfinal bout. This is for a place in the semis.
Takedown from Indonesia.
Well, that was well needed because it has put her firmly in the lead now.
What we've seen is that Egypt will use that distance of her leg to get some kicks. She just scored roundhouse kick there. But Indonesia's trying to close this distance. She is the aggressor in the fight. And
Mayada is backing away and circling.
You see her country trying to get her to push ahead.
Well, I'm sure the ref's going to ask him to pull together here. One of the rules of Sanda, you cannot stand off. As the beeper goes, this could be the move. With 7 seconds left,
she is just barely there. This is where Vietnam made that mark in terms of fighting to the last second. Both ladies showing that they're willing to do the same thing. And she may have just, did she make it?
It looks like
she didn't make it.
No, she didn't. That's going to go to Mayada, but very close. Very close indeed. It was really just one judge that 2 judges scored it equal.
Look at that.
Yeah. 6-5, 6-7, 5-9, 8-8, and 5-5.
That's a tight finish.
No, we did say as we moved into the quarterfinal and semifinals that these fights would get tighter, and you can really see the thought that's gone into this. And more importantly, I think you're right. I think with these ones, I think you're right. I know you're right. When it comes to the quarterfinal stage, you've been warmed up. You've been into the arena a couple of times. You've been back to the hotel a couple of times. And more of your process of thinking as you move through a tournament. So many athletes and so many disciplines say it really is about mentally preparing yourself for the week as well as for each day.
They have trained and trained and trained and even had fights. But now, once they've gotten their legs under them on the lei tai, in this environment, under the lights, with the nerves of actual competition on the line and continuing in the tournament, having the fights has sort of gotten them in a little bit of a groove.
Well, round 2, and Janita is going to be looking to, well, I was about to say connect more cleanly, but she has been connecting. It was too close in that first round.
That was a tight round. That was a tight round. Here you see her as the aggressor. She even willing to fight in the clinch.
She's the one moving forward.
She has to make it happen, and she knows that her coaches have told her, you have to create this. And there again, Egypt using the distance of that leg to get an easy kick. And she reversed. She was trying to push off, didn't make it, but she reversed and took Egypt down.
And that was a key move for her. Mayada was pulling away a little. I wonder if this is going to upset the Egyptian a little bit and give yet more chances for Janita to pile in.
I would say on the edge of their seats, but as you can see, they're not on the edge of their seats. They're standing.
And that's another double fall.
This coach knows that this fighter from Egypt has to hold on to this lead.
Yep.
They are almost still neck and neck again here with 1 minute 8 seconds to go in the fight.
And that is plenty of time for Janita Malau to start piling in. There's a good kick.
In the clinch, so she didn't score, but it shows that she is putting everything, she is leaving everything out there on the late side.
And again, proving that it's not a matter of height. Of course, the weight has equated.
We just had a caution sort of apparatus, head wrap there for her. And although the judge adjusted it for her, he called her for a penalty.
Well, that was a big kick, but look at that low center of gravity from Janita Malau. She was just tugging away and pulling.
Did you see how tightly Egypt held on to that one glove, right? Again, she held on so tightly, the glove is coming off. She knows what that would have cost her in terms of a push-off.
It is so equal on the points.
Oh, what great punches from Indonesia there.
That should set up a little bit up.
Still neck and neck. Some judges have them even, some judges have them 1 point apart. At most, there's a roundhouse kick that might have earned her some points to put her ahead a little bit, but not all judges saw that kick.
30 seconds left, just under 30 seconds left in round 2.
We were here in the same spot just a little while ago in the first round.
We saw how many points managed to get accrued just in the last few seconds. Now these are the last few seconds for Janita Malau's Wushu World Championship.
For her, she got the point.
Well, that deserves a round of applause because that's exactly what happened to her. Now she just has to hold on.
Let's see if she can hold on. And this is where your corner comes in. Do you see Egypt telling them, is she going to get the takedown? She's not going to get it, but she's down to 4 seconds and possibly making it out of this round and taking us to a third round. Let's see, Jiggins, if you get to get a third round today, and you do.
We do get a third round immediately. We only had a couple yesterday, but it was that key side kick at the end that managed to push her ahead, and that's a very good score from a 6-5, 4-5, 7-3, 8-4, 5-2. Well done to
This is just what we were talking about. She made it clear.
Yeah,
she made it
absolutely clear.
There was one judge that didn't score her ahead, and the score was 4-5. So she made it clear in the eyes of 4 judges.
So I'm guessing at this point now, after having a very tough first round, you've come back, and not only has your plan worked, you've managed to actually put a little bit of fear into your opponent as well. Now, in terms of Janita, she's going to be on the ascension. Mayada is thinking, hold on, I could have had that.
You've got it. We've seen this. She is full of adrenaline because she's just made this happen and taken into a third round in her home country, in front of her audience, with a fighter that had already won the first round. That's why you saw Egypt on their feet, urging their girl on, because they knew it was her fight to hold on to. She had nothing to lose.
And as usual, the fighter in ascension is fresh and ready immediately to get started. This round will determine which of these ladies makes it to the semifinals.
But this is where you want to be. You want to fight your way into a third round and to put it on the line again. You see both tentative punches coming out from Egypt, but not all judges saw it. But Indonesia's yet to score a point on the board. There she got a thigh kick in, answered back by Egypt.
Well, Mayada's looking a little bit static and moving away. She knows how dangerous Janita can be now.
You're absolutely right. That roundhouse kick to the torso.
And she managed to keep 1 foot on. I'm guessing 1 foot's not going to count.
1 foot's not going to count.
1 foot's not going to count.
But look at that
openly,
punch.
Openly.
Beautiful right hand.
She's in absolute terror right now. And it's being reflected in the points. She is ahead, not by much, halfway through the deciding round.
To be clear, Egypt has the distance advantage, but Indonesia is not unwilling to go in and mix it up. And when she pushes off, she's trying to make points happen.
You can just see her just looking for any opportunity to come into that fighting space.
There she is. She got the roundhouse kick in, but it's answered with a takedown from Egypt.
And that was, well, that just has really shook up the points now. But still, Janita Malau is going to get a huge cheer if she can hold on for 50 seconds.
Egypt may know that Indonesia is the one that has to take the fight to her. So you see her holding back. She's just waiting for Indonesia to come in, and she's scoring. And she scored with a roundhouse kick. Indonesia is the aggressor there, but Egypt feels, I have the upper hand. And in the score,
it's so close. It is so close, but Egypt is shading it right now. Mayada El-Zawawi.
There's a roundhouse kick, not scored.
He's got to get out of that clench, looking for the takedown, doesn't get it. 26 seconds left.
The clench is hurting Indonesia because she needs that time. She's not ahead in the score. So the clench just, she got a push off. But that's only one push. Her glove is off again. So you see the judges from the corner, Egypt's corner, urging her on.
Well, Mayada El-Zawawi is going to get a little bit of a breather now. She is behind in the points with 19 seconds left. This 19 seconds is going to determine which of these ladies goes in the semifinals. I can predict, I can tell you now, even from the crowd that have joined us in the morning here at the Istora and there is going to be a cheer from the Indonesian fans.
Egypt's corner hasn't stopped coaching her the entire time while we're doing this. Poor fighter from Indonesia couldn't even see her side over there because she's getting her glove
taped up. So here we go.
It's an exciting 18 seconds for us here. Let's see what happens. That's a punch, a big right hand that scored for her, and a roundhouse kick.
She's done it. It looks like she's done it.
We have 8 seconds of fight left for Indonesia to stay here in the competition and in medal contention. What a nail biter. What a nail biter, and they're both off with 1 second.
Well, that is really well done from Janita Malau. She was a round down and she's come back in.
1 second, and she's going to wind down the clock.
You don't usually see that.
Wow.
It's amazing. And that is the second fight that we've seen on quarterfinals. We did predict it was going to get really tough, but fantastic performance from the hometown hero, Janita Malau. Look how active she is, just straight up.
It was that adrenaline from that win in the second round, but credit to Egypt for giving a tough fight there.
And that was a huge result for Indonesia, but it was the push-off plus the kicks in the end that really made the difference. And what we're seeing here is that these points, and Tony and I can see it from our commentary booth as they go up, it's incredible how literally you could just watch them move up. It's like a speedometer. That's the next match. Philippines, Divine Wally against Turkmenistan's Ainabat